This is the most important fight in Kimura's career and the one time in 35 in real life years he fought for a championship. And it was also the one time we saw him with a beard. That's how serious he was about this fight. And it's the fight for the Japanese junior lightweight title against the one and only Mashiba. The poster was crazy disrespectful to Kimura, to be honest. What do you mean he's walking towards his execution? Before the fight, Kimura created the Dragonfish blow with the help of Miyata. Miyata dropped him by chance during the sparring. But he said this combo is so unpredictable that it could easily drop him and Mashiba too. Say less, ka. That's all Kimura needed to hear. He found his move against Mashiba. Miyata told him he expected great things from him. And thus, he thanked Miyata for the help and walked towards the horizon. By the way, the Dragonfish blow is so powerful that Kimura damaged a whole car tire during training in the park. Nobody talks about this. It's fight day. And Kimura is sitting alone in the locker room just before the fight. He is deep in thought when Aoki approaches him to calm him down. He says he was just remembering Mashiba's eyes during the weigh-in. Those aren't the eyes of a man. Bro is a whole monster. But then listen closely. He says it doesn't matter what he is though. I'll take the belt. Everybody says, yeah bro, that's the spirit. But look at Takamura the demon. He's disappointed that Kimura actually sounds cool and isn't pissing himself. But he has one last announcement before the fight starts. If I lose, I will retire. It's serious. Even Takamura is quiet after this statement. Aoki and Kimura started boxing because of him. This is a heavy announcement. Kamogawa says you've been with us for 5 years. It's a good time to make that decision. Damn bro, chill. He says Kimura ain't even touched the belt in 5 years, just stop trying already. Shinoda says I want to see what you've learned. Use your 5 years to show the champion what's up. Kimura nods. And now the most powerful conversation in this locker room. The one and only Takamura speaks. One of the super rare serious conversations he has with Kimura. Do you remember the first time you got in the ring? The title match is like nothing you've walked into before. The atmosphere surrounding it changes everything. It's like debuting all over again. If you start doubting yourself, just remember your debut fight. Then things will get easier. We can see Kimura listening intently. Then he raises his glove. And then he dabs Takamura up. Both have a mutual amount of respect here. Takamura acknowledges him for doing something only few will ever experience. The fight for the belt deserves respect. Kimura's knees shake as he climbs the stairs. Not because he's afraid, but because this is his first title match. Look at his unwavering focus. He's locked in. He's in the zone. This is what every boxer, every martial artist dreams of. Fighting for the belt. In the ring, Mashiba stares at Kimura with the eyes of death. Aoki says, just look at him. Kimura says, I ain't even looking at him. His eyes are only seeing Mashiba's waist. He's only seeing the belt. This is what he's been chasing for 5 years. Such a cold statement, bro. Who's Mashiba again? I only want the belt. Get out of my way. And look at Kimura staring into Mashiba's soul. He doesn't give a damn about Grim Reaper this, Grim Reaper that. Head to head. I'll rip that belt off your fam. Takamura and Aoki say he's looking confident. This is how you have to act. Prepare and be confident. Don't crumble when faced with danger. Keep your head high. Even Mashiba says, he must really want that belt. I'll show him 5 years of work. And the fight begins. Kimura rushes towards Mashiba. Mashiba is already in his hitman stance, and he throws a sharp flicker. Kimura manages to dodge it. The training with Miyata is already paying off. But is it? Mashiba's left gets even faster and absolutely slices across Kimura's face like a Japanese cooking knife. Mashiba just adjusted and changed the path of his left. As Kimura tries to weave his head, Mashiba cuts into him like a Thanksgiving turkey. Kimura looks frustrated. He can't get in. This is like a dungeon where your path is blocked by traps and swinging axes. He has no alternative. He just has to try again. He's swaying his body much like Ippo does. Mashiba notes that Kimura doesn't even look like an outboxer. He's looking for an infight. And as Mashiba throws the flicker, Kimura manages to dodge and step in. But not good enough. For the third time, he's being pushed back by Mashiba's snake arms. And another one. Another one. Mashiba says, don't look down on me, because Kimura tries to just keep pushing in with no strategy at all. And another one. This time, Kimura gives Mashiba a nasty side eye. Kimura says he'll do it for as long as it takes. This is some proper Ippo mentality, bro. Mashiba thinks it's useless because he can't just pull off being an infighter off rip. He keeps hitting Kimura's head like a pinata. piñata and almost rips his head off with those 30 feet long arms. Look how wide the panel is, and Kimura's head is at the very end of it. Before Mashiba can finish him off, Kimura manages to escape the danger. Finally, he realizes his feet can move in other directions as well. The punches have sliced him so hard that he looks like a tiger now. Why did we never see Sendo against a flicker jab user? It would have been the perfect fight for him to look like a real tiger with those wounds. Aoki shouts at Kimura to use his legs and jabs and to take back his rhythm. This is his real style. But Kimura won't listen. He pushes against the blizzard that is Mashiba's left hand. He looks like he's pushing a car. Kimura tells himself to dodge, and he manages to weave a singular jab because the next one gives him a new haircut. Look at him. He looks like a homeless guy who's being forced to fight by a live streamer for 20 bucks. But then Miyata says this is his chance. Ippo can't believe his ears. After all we've seen, this is his chance? Ippo says Kimura can't even use his legs. What type of chance is this? Miyata clears it up. He says Kimura has been pushed to the ropes multiple times, but Mashiba hasn't used his right to finish him yet. He used only his left to control the match so far. But why? Because he's trying to prove himself to the world. He's using Kimura as a sacrifice, that bastard. And I'm honest, I totally forgot about this piece of information. This is absolutely wild. But that's Kimura's chance. Miyata even says our chance. They're a proper team, man. He says Kimura can remember the different timings of the flicker. Ippo says it's no use. The match will end before he learns the timing. Miyata asks Ippo if he's completely blind. Look at Kimura's eyes, bro. The man is locked in. He's sliced up like Kobe beef, but he looks focused and alive. Kimura says the punch speed and snap are basically the same as Miyata's. The difference is the angle. If he can read the angles, it should be possible to dodge. And there's another slicing flicker jab. Will he be able to dodge? No. His face literally explodes. He looks like a Kamehameha has hit him. His whole body is flinging back. Will he go down? No. He strongly plants his feet to the canvas. He's not going anywhere. The first round is over, and as Mashiba walks to his corner, he says, 3 minutes. You hung on well. Kimura says, 3 minutes? 3 minutes is less than nothing because I have hung on for 5 years. This is so cold, bro. I've been in this game for 5 years, little man. Don't talk to me about mere minutes. In 3 minutes, I'll cut your eyebrows, young man. In between rounds, Kimura says he's strong just like he thought, but not stronger than he thought. Just watch. Mashiba talks to his coach about what Kimura just said. He says all Kimura has done in 5 years is stagnating. He says, do you know why they call me Shinigami? Because I ended careers of 6 men. 6 men have fought me and been forced into retirement. This is rich coming from a 5'11" guy who was trying to weight bully 5'4" boxers and featherweight and then immediately changed weight classes as soon as he lost. Just chill for a second, little bro. Round 2 starts and Mashiba says, and now you're number 7. He throws a flicker right at the gong and it travels across the whole ring before giving Kimura a life-altering hairstyle. Takamura says he's got no chance. He says he can't even begin to get close and hasn't even landed a single punch yet. As Ippo is trying to rationalize a chance for Kimura, we see him getting absolutely whooped into oblivion. Kimura's mom can't even look anymore, but Kimura's dad is a man's man. He says don't look away. We have to watch this. He's so proud of his son that he wants to watch every single second. If he's in there working and suffering every second, his father doesn't want to waste even a fraction of it. And Kimura eats another McFlicker burger. This time he can't hold on anymore and goes down. But as the ref starts to count, Fuji notices something and leaves the arena. What is happening? It's Kimura's parents. After he was knocked down, they couldn't bear watching any longer. Fuji went after them. He says this is an important moment. Is it okay for you to sit out here? And before he can continue convincing them, the arena starts shaking. He is up. Kimura is up. He got up right when the count was 8. Your son is trying his best. Let's go back in. Kimura's dad says it was his fault that Kimura became a delinquent. When he was in the last grade of elementary school, he came home with bruises. One of the older kids was bullying him. Kimura's dad took him to the bully's house to straighten it out. But then the father came to the door. He says it's pathetic, but the situation reversed and Kimura's dad begged for apology. It was then that he started looking at his father with different eyes. Imagine you're being bullied and your dad doesn't have your back. This probably shattered something in his heart. If he can't trust his parents, parents, who else? One thing led to another, and when he was in middle school, he only relied on violence. He caused nothing but problems for society. He quit school without telling his parents, and he was completely out of his father's control. And as his father tells this story, we see a dedicated Kimura getting ready for the next round. He puts his mouth guard in and goes to battle. Kimura's father continues. One day the violence suddenly stopped. He thought it was strange, so he peeked into his room. What did you see? It had been long since his father had seen him with a face like that. He was happily polishing his boxing gloves. They left him alone and wished him the best with what he wanted to do. And he's doing his best now. The fists his father could never control are now reaching for the Japanese title. Proudly he says, "My boy's fists have become brilliant. Man, this is so fire. Parents are humans as well. They are not perfect. We can't push everything onto them. Do your best and don't blame them for everything." His dad wasn't perfect, but he wished the best for his son. And the crowd is going absolutely crazy. The match hasn't ended yet. It's time. Kimura's father says he's doing it all over again. He looks frustrated with himself. The last time he had this chance, he cowered in fear. He's never been so ashamed of himself as a father. He tells Kimura's mom he's going back. He's going to watch over their son until the very end. See, his parents are fighting a battle as well. They have my respect for believing in their son. But then something happens. Something happened to Kimura. The Kamogawa gang is in complete shock and disbelief. As they entered the arena again, we can see Kimura the same as before, eating punch after punch. Nothing has changed. But wait, what is this? Mashiba looks absolutely exhausted. He's sweating and breathing heavily. This is his chance. His face is busted, but his eyes are awake. As Kimura gets ready to dive in, Mashiba is low-key afraid of Kimura's eyes. Kimura goes in head first, and he eats yet another flicker salad. But wait, look at this. He barely manages to dodge the slices of the flicker jab. They graze his head like bullets. He's now accustomed to Mashiba's angles, and he works Mashiba's body like pizza dough. This is a proper infight. Kimura's strategy was so effective that Mashiba can't handle the pressure and even falls back. This ain't the Mashiba I know, bro. Get back in there. And look at how genius his method of stepping in is. He slips past Mashiba's left, steps in with full speed, hits him with the right to the body, then he uses the foot he stepped in with as a pivot and swings his other foot in. This is perfect infighting technique. He hits Mashiba to force him to guard with his left. That way the flicker is being sealed. Then he steps in at an angle to throw a juicy liver shot. And there it is. Mashiba winces in pain as Kimura drills a hole into his side. This bastard Kimura waited for 7 rounds for a chance to pull this combo off. He waited for Mashiba to lose his speed. Mashiba tries to take his distance, but Kimura won't let him. He's going in with body blows again. He tries to frame Kimura off with his forearm, but Kimura says he'll never back off. He says he's been average in this world for 5 years. He doesn't have all that much pride or confidence, but he has one thing. He's talking about Ippo. Ippo started boxing after him and Aoki, and no matter which opponent, he always pushed forward, and now he's champion. He can't let him pass him by. I've got courage and I can't lose. Mashiba says, "F***ing bastard. The sweat on my back is turning cold." Look at Kimura's eyes, man. He's on demon timing. Nothing can stop him now. Mashiba says those are the eyes his soul is telling him to avoid. Those are Ippo's eyes. Just think about this. Kimura has been training with Ippo for so long that his work ethic and spirit has literally pushed Kimura to be the same type of beast. That's exactly why your environment is important. Mashiba even says he may have underestimated him. Damn right you have, bushy brow. And another body shot by Kimura, but Mashiba blocks this one. But look at Mashiba's jaw. Miyata spits Kimura's game plan. Mashiba's focus is more on the body blows than his jaw. Kimura is trying to make him anticipate those punches. Sakamura even says, "Not bad, Kimura." Can you believe this? Is this an alternative universe? The whole arena is chanting Kimura's name in electrifying anticipation. Kimura's parents shout their strong support for their son. Do your best. His father has never been more proud before. Mashiba says, "Body blows, huh?" He'll probably try the same next round. How is his fight IQ so low here? No way he isn't anticipating a level change. Kimura talks about his game plan for the next round. His one punch. Everything within those 5 years will flow into that one punch. Everything he's ever felt. Bro, this sounds like the strongest punch ever. Imagine punching someone with 5 years of energy. Everything that's left for him is to put it all into his fists. Takamura says that Kimura's Dragonfish blow isn't something soft that you can stay on your feet afterwards. If it lands clean, it'll break your your jaw. If it hits, championship. If it misses, retirement. These could be Kimura's final 3 minutes. Round 8 starts as the arena absolutely explodes on Kimura chants. Everybody feels the tension and knows the next round might be the last. Mashiba regrets trying to use Kimura as a sacrifice for the world. It was a mistake. Boxers with eyes like this never give up. They last through any kind of pain. They require full power. You can't stop until you beat them unconscious. Mashiba looks serious now. He'll go full power this round. This time he throws a flicker jab at full strength that lights Kimura's hair up with a spark. Another flicker jab, but Kimura manages to slip past it. He steps in super fast and prepares to land another liver shot. But Mashiba predicts the blow and blocks it just in time. The left upper by the champion. Kimura's jaw flies upwards and presents itself as a perfect target. Mashiba throws an immediate flicker to finish the job, but Kimura slips past it. He's super focused and sees every punch coming now. Mashiba's timing is burnt into his brain. Left body shot, but again Mashiba blocks it. Mashiba says Kimura's jaw is wide open. Has he looked into the mirror recently? Miyata says he finished preparing it. Mashiba sees something coming. Everything was for this one punch. And Kimura puts 5 years and 8 rounds into this devastating overhand right that makes Mashiba's face look like melting ice cream on a hot summer day. And the Dragonfish blow digs into Mashiba's flesh. It looks like Mashiba's being hit by a car. He'll need a blood transfusion after this one, but this is not enough. The force snaps his neck and makes him look the other way entirely. No chiropractor will be able to fix this. The punch landed with the most perfect timing and strength possible. Kimura's guard is even up as he throws the right. Mashiba looks like a crash test dummy. Everybody is shocked and stunned, and Mashiba's soul is currently leaving his body, and he's down. The referee steps between Kimura and Mashiba as Mashiba lays motionless on the canvas. Kimura walks to the neutral corner as he takes heavy breaths. He says he felt perfect feedback from the punch. He can't even hear the count, but he wants this to be over ASAP. Mashiba doesn't even know what hit him or why the hell he's on the ground. As the count reaches 7, he stands up like a ghoul. He says, "I'm up, stop the count." Ippo wants it to end here. If it does, Kimura is the champion. But the ref continues the fight. Fight! Mashiba is still shaky on the legs. Kimura goes in with the left to the body. Mashiba is backed against the ropes as Kimura absolutely slaughters Mashiba's guard. But then Mashiba realizes he lowered his guard too far again. Kimura throws the second part of the Dragonfish blow and says, "You're mine." It certainly won't land again. And it does! Mashiba looks like a Pokemon as Kimura absolutely smashes his head back with the legendary Dragonfish bro! The blood splatters all over the audience, and before Kimura can finish him for good, Mashiba starts clinching. The ref separates them. This ain't no hugging group. When Mashiba thinks about losing, he goes absolutely crazy. He throws every left that's left in Kimura's direction. Kimura can't even see all of the punches because his right eye is swollen. But since Mashiba can't use his legs now, all he has is speed. He can push through them. Like a freight train, he pushes into Mashiba with insane speed. Everybody is cheering for Kimura to finish the fight here and now. Mashiba thinks he can take any punch but that overhand right. He's so scared of it now because he knows exactly how much that shit hurts. Kimura sees how stiff Mashiba's upper guard is, so he plays it smart and decides to go low. Time to work the body. He delivers several mech body blows that land on Mashiba's lower body like a sledgehammer. Is he still holding on? Is he even breathing? And he has enough and comes up for air while guarding his body. His chin is wide open. Finally, this is the chance. Mashiba knows if he takes this, everything will end. He thinks about the death of his parents and his crying sister. And again, Kimura's right hand slams into Mashiba's face like a missile. Only his eyebrows stay in shape as his whole face deforms. And just as the punch lands, Mashiba starts clinching again. Miyata says not Mashiba's technique, but his thirst for victory makes him so frightening. He has crazy willpower. And somehow Mashiba managed to hold on to Kimura until the end of the round. Can you imagine? Kimura was so dangerous that Mashiba had to cling to him like a baby in order to survive. And this is your GOAT? Volk would never. And seconds out, round 9 has begun. Kimura says he could see the belt earlier. When he comes back, he'll be champion. And as Kimura rushes in, Mashiba stops him with the right instead of a left. He acknowledges that Kimura is his greatest challenger. And a 1-2 combination. It's the flicker and then a chopping right. Mashiba's specialty. It looks like a laser beam coming from the ceiling of the arena. Kimura realizes as well, Mashiba is using his right because he's serious. He is trying to finish him, but a right means that Mashiba is closer now. Kimura replies with a right of his own. They enter an explosive infight with the strength they have left, and they're leaving it all out there. The corners shout simultaneously, show him the strength of a man with nothing left, and show him the strength of the title. Show him the difference in your strengths. I have to admit, Mashiba's coach sounds a little cooler. A huge right hand lands cleanly on Kimura's chin. This properly rocks him. It was effective. His legs are giving up, but Mashiba won't let him fall. A compact upper to Kimura's chin. It flings his head up at the ceiling like a basketball, and then he absolutely spams on Kimura with relentless speed. And look how smug he looks again here. It's like at the slightest bit of success he forgets the danger he was in just seconds ago. This will cost you, Ka. Kimura slips the left, and a beautiful right hook sends Mashiba's head absolutely flying and makes him look like another character entirely. I think he lost hair from that punch. He continues his barrage. This is the best Kimura has ever looked. This is easily comparable to Ippo's fights. The fight IQ is even higher, to be honest. As Mashiba gets ragdolled, he says he's strong. That bastard is strong. Again, the pathetic clinch Mashiba used to love back then. Nah, not this time. Get away from me with those hugs, bro. And Kimura goes even lower and dodges the clinch attempt before giving Mashiba the heaviest meal he ever had since Ippo destroyed him. And he shouts, "Ah!" like he's trying to piss out kidney stones. And Kimura sees the perfect moment right in front of him. It's the Dragonfish blow. It's so close. No, I don't want to lose. And Mashiba answers with a right of his own. It's not only right versus right, but also ambition versus ambition. What is stronger? Mashiba's fear of losing or Kimura's hunger for the belt? Kimura can already see the belt in front of him. Just reach for it with your hand. If this hand can reach, you'll have it. And their rights are crossing each other as Kimura reaches for the belt. And he's so close. And he lands! The whole arena, his parents and his gym mates are glued to their seats with anxiety. He reached it. Mashiba's mouthguard is flying through the air. As we know, this is always the end of a... What does this mean? Why is Aoki looking like that? Whose mouthguard is this? We see the whole picture of their exchange now. Mashiba seems to land clean on Kimura's face, no, on his brain. Even his eyes are bleeding. As for Mashiba, it looks like Kimura's right just took a little bite out of his face. Kimura says everything is black. Not the belt, not anything. I don't see a thing. And Kimura looks, honestly, I don't have a word except for dead. He doesn't look unconscious, he looks dead. He slips off Mashiba's glove and goes down. Aoki shouts his name in a font I've never seen before in my life. This means it's extra loud. As the ref sends Mashiba to the neutral corner, Mashiba looks like he can't believe what he's seeing. That's how hard Kimura rocked him. Aoki is frustrated beyond imagination, and Kamogawa hands Shinoda the towel. Stop the match and save the boxer. Takamura and Miyata are agreeing. It's over, although he was super close for a second. Takamura explains that the difference was Kimura's and Mashiba's line of punch. Kimura punched in a longer line, while Mashiba threw a simple straight. You did well. You did really well. I've never seen anyone do what you showed me. Shinoda says this as he holds the towel in his hand. I'll put an end to this, so rest well. And he throws the towel. Aoki tries to stop him from throwing it, but without success. This can indeed be a life-threatening situation for a boxer, especially with this much damage to the head. And as he throws the towel, something happens. Something so shocking that Mashiba looks like he saw Brian Hogg hold hands with Kumi. It's Tatsuya Kimura. It's his sheer iron will. He's getting back to his feet again. And he's back up. After a full-on right-on-right counter, he's legit on his feet again. I can't believe this. I saw this fight many times before, but I still can't believe this. Mashiba looks as scared as he has ever looked before. He doesn't even feel intimidating anymore. As Kimura stands before him like he's come back from the dead, Mashiba says it's impossible. Look at him staring at Kimura with complete disbelief. Aoki starts crying and urges the ref to continue just for 2 more rounds. Let Kimura fight the full fight. The ref checks Kimura's condition to fight, and the ref decides to continue the fight. The battle of wills continues. As Kimura looks like he's already concussed, as Mashiba looks absolutely terrified, he runs towards Kimura in full fear mode as if trying to kill a spider as fast as possible because he's so scared. 30 seconds on the clock as Mashiba rushes towards Kimura. Takamura says he's not thinking straight because he's so scared. This is Kimura's chance. Aoki thinks about Kimura's training, dedication, and sitting there alone before the fight. This is his best buddy fighting out there. But Kimura stands there with without a reaction. Mashiba is just inches away now. And out of nowhere, Kimura throws a right hand as if out of instinct. Go bro, go take the belt! And then a hand appears in front of Mashiba. The referee steps in to stop Mashiba. What happened? Look at Kimura's hand. He's standing there like a stoic statue in a fighting pose. The ref checks if he's reacting at all, but nothing. He's already been unconscious. He was literally moving on pure instincts and willpower since the ref continued the fight. The match is over. The gong sounds as Kimura the challenger stands there like a frozen champion forever immortalized in our memories. And although I already knew the result, I somehow hoped for a different outcome this time around. See you in the future, champ.